Leif, what have you been reading, man?
Right now, the current book that I'm about three quarters of the way through with is called Thank You for Arguing by Heinrich. It's really, really good.
Thank you for. I've never heard of that one. Like usually people say "Rich Dad Poor Dad" or something like that, but I've never heard of "Thank you for arguing." I'm
Yeah,
writing
Thank
that.
You for Arguing is all about rhetoric and manipulation. Jay Heinrich, amazing, amazing author, really goes into the history of rhetoric and manipulation. And we think about manipulation as a dirty word. And, if you're not ethical in manipulation, it can be a dirty word. But if you are ethical and come from a place of integrity, manipulation is a good thing. That's what sales is, right? But it has to be with ethics, moral integrity. You have to believe that what you're selling is going to benefit the person that you're selling it to, right? That's a big part of it. But yeah, he gets into all the way back to Aristotle. He gets into the philosophy of it, and then brings it back to modern day and different situations where different rhetoric and manipulation takes place. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I wrote that down. I'm going to check it out. Thank you for arguing. I love that. And so we're big believers in The Go Giver here, which is another great book I think everybody should read. And so I like to tell people that when you were born, your parents had to give to you long before you were capable of giving back to them. And if you work a traditional job, you work 2 weeks or more before you're given a paycheck. So if people come into this space and think that they're going to hold firewood and look at the fireplace and say, "Give me warmth first, then I'll give you this wood," it's going to be a very cold winter for them. So I ask every guest on every episode of the podcast, what can you give the audience today?
I would just say that the best thing that I can give you is the advice to hone your communication skills. Sales is communication. And if you're not reading, if you're not developing that aspect of your brain to be the best communicator, influencer, you are doing yourself a disservice. Because even if you get away from the sales side of the nitty gritty making phone calls, your business is still sales. It's finding money, it's making deals, it's doing all of those kind of things. So lean into it. Love the sales aspect. And, if you're at a point where you're in your business and you're ready to like level up and you have the offer and the sales and you want to talk and pick my brain, I'm more than happy to do that. I mean, you can go to the salesfloorguy.com, schedule a consultation with me, and I'll try to help you out in whatever way I can. I promise I will not use my sales tactics to try to sell you on anything. I have to be very careful about that, Michael. It's really funny. As the guy who is all about sales, I have to almost do the opposite on my consultations and try to not sell, or else I feel out of integrity.
That's awesome. And what can people give you in return?
I mean, just honestly, give back to yourselves. I mean, if you know that you want to be in this industry and you know you want to be an entrepreneur in any aspect, real estate, investing, or really any other industry, never stop feeding yourself, right? Knowledge, um, passion, mindset, just buy all the way in. I mean, that's going to be the biggest thing for me. And then, I mean, if you do know anybody who needs my help, send them my way. But for the most part, I just want to see everybody that is tuning in to listen to you all the time, Michael, as I do. Because, I mean, you have a great podcast, man. I love it so much. Um, just, be kind to each other, help each other, and keep moving forward.
Yeah, thank you for that. I have no idea what I'm doing. Just like everything else in my life, just massive imperfect action. Just charge straight ahead and figure it out as I go.
There we
Um,
go.
yeah, and I like what you said about reading. My mentor, one of my mentors told me that reading changes your brain. So I love Audible. I have Audible. Everyone has Audible, but you've really got to read. All men and women of consequence, they physically read things, and it changes how your brain operates. So I'll listen to stuff on Audible, but the really good books, I have them on paperback. I got to feel them. I got to
Got
touch
to
them, and I
feel them.
read,
Yep.
and I physically read 8 pages a day in the morning, first thing in the morning when my feet touch the ground. And the best books I make a list of and I reread every year because the books never change, but I do.
And your
And so,
perspective does.
yes, and what I'm ready to hear and what I need to hear does.